Welcome to Tinkering Every Day. I am Jesse, and today we're going to look at my Traxxas Rustler VXL 4x4 RC car. Alright, let's dive right in. Okay, so this is the Traxxas Rustler VXL 4x4 RC car. Now this type of truck is classified as a basher, kind of like a trophy truck, just made for running through sand and dirt jumps and just bashing it around. Just put the throttle down and kind of just drive it as hard as you can. They're kind of built for that. But as with everything that you bash around, things tend to break. So we'll take a quick look at the inside of this. I have upgraded this one. So it's got the upgraded fans for the control box and the motor. There's a fan on this side. That's what the inside of it looks like. I'm running the LiPo 3S battery. This is the VXL, so it's the it's got the faster motor in it as opposed to the regular Traxxas Rustler. It's got the better motor. It's brushless. It's got the better control unit, which gives you more functions of adjustment, and it kind of adjusts the truck on the fly when it's kind of tipping over or it's in the air doing a somersault. It kind of helps self-right it, and it has a self-righting mode. If you flip it over, you can hold down the set button and it'll automatically flip it back over. Usually if you're on the hard surface, it can catch traction and flip over. If you're on the grass, it struggles because the front wheels can't grab onto anything. It's too slick. And I've upgraded the shocks and wheels on this one. It's quite a much beefier unit. It's a fun little truck. But I was doing a flip, and if you notice, there might be something missing right here. The rear axle has completely sheared off and broken. So I've got the replacement axle here. I'm going to be fitting this back on, and I'll show you how to change out a rear axle on a Traxxas 4x4. Just a kind of a modern RC truck in general. Alright, let's get started taking this thing apart so we can fix the axle. Wheel. You can use the wheel as a jack, kind of hold this up so we can work on it better. Yep, that's missing pieces. All right. Alrighty. These tend to get stuck as they do a lot of bouncing. They kind of get bent. I'm gonna have to get a professional agitator. All right, I got it. Professional agitator. There we go. Knock the bearings out. I'm gonna need to get this bearing out. It's not gonna be easy. 3 sets of hands. Take this to my vise. Oh, you almost got it. Got it. Okay. There's one of the broken pieces. Fiddle it. Just. Now we got to remove the piece off the rear gearbox here. See if I can get a better shot. There he is. It's got a pin that goes all the way through it. Got my backup axle. The threads are on this side. There's a whole slot that goes all the way through this axle, all the way through the side of it and the gearbox. I need to line that up, line up those 2 holes. Turn it away. Okay, we're in there. To check to see if you've got the holes lined up, you can take your Allen wrench tool and slide it through. Either we're not in, we just missed it, or we're in. Let's give it a little pull. Nope, didn't make it all the way through. These aftermarket axles can be really tough to work with sometimes. Had this one on before, but it does not want to go back on very easily now, does it? Don't think it's bent. There we go. I heard the pop. Let's see if we're lined up. Oh, partially. There we are. Let's see if we can get our pin back in. Might be a little off. I have to find that Allen wrench that flew somewhere. There it is. This Allen wrench is almost the same diameter as our hole there, so that'll give us a better gauge of lining this up properly. I think I threw it off. Oh, there we go. That's be a better fit there. There it is. There we go. The hardest part right there. Thread this all the way in until it stops, like that. All right. So now we need to put our bearings back on. Looks like this is slightly bent. Might have to use our agitator again. Here's a top tip for dealing with something like this. You can take a socket or something that'll fit just over that bearing, but not kind of swallow it up. You can use this as a way to drive that back flush again. Like that. Got it past the bent spot. Slightly bent spot there. There we go. Got the first bearing in place. Second bearing. Again, we can take our little tool here and press this. Get that in. One more time. Still fighting. There we go. There's a little slot, and this axle shaft as well that holds the drive nut. If you don't have the drive nut in place, it won't spin this wheel. The axle will just spin freely inside the wheel, and that's not good. So there's a little pin that goes in this slot. Like that. And then there's a slot that pin fits directly into on this nut. Kind of won't focus. It's okay. Get the point. There, it fits just like that. The pin is now in the slot on the nut. So when the axle turns, it locks. This nut is now locked onto the axle, which spins the wheel. There is a hexagonal slot on the inside of the wheel that this fits into, and that's what grips the wheel so this whole assembly will spin and give the wheel drive. And there's a little lockout screw that goes on this to hold it in place. All right, now we need to put our little bar assembly back. Linkage here. Like so. Tighten this back up. Okay. far as the repair goes, that's pretty much done. That's all there is to replacing an axle. Put the wheel back on. Here's the hexagonal slot I was telling you about that nut fits into, so this wheel will drive. Get our nut driver. Okay. And there you have it.